And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. What's up, my YouTube friends, viewers, subscribers, everybody? Welcome back to another banger motivational video. Let's get it going. Cut off all distractions. And when I say distractions, it could be anything. People is a prime example of a distraction. Whatever it is that's stopping you from reaching your goal, like if something is in your way, you need to cut it off. And that could simply be people, because people literally put themselves in your way and knowing you got the potential to do something and try to stop you. Cut off all distraction. You need to take a good look within yourself and see where you're going and like pinpoint stuff that are distracting you, because everybody got stuff on the side that's distracting them. It could be people, it could be social media, it could be literally anything. Cut off all distractions. You need to maintain focus. How you intend on being focused if you got somebody over there distracting you? Cut off all distractions, especially people that are doing absolutely nothing for you. If they're not in your circle and like motivating you or supporting you or trying to be a part of what you're doing, trying to get some money together with you, then why are you wasting your time with them? If you don't want to cut them off, then that's fine. If they're your friends that are like that, then that's fine. It will only affect you. So you have to decide what you cut off. And people is a prime example. You don't need them. They're doing absolutely nothing for you. They're like dead weight. You need to cut them off and let them go. You don't need all that unnecessary weight. You need to maintain focus. You need to be figuring out your next step, your next move. What is the next what needs to get done? That's the type of position that you should be in mentally. You should be in the state of mind where you're constantly trying to figure out what's the next step. But you got somebody beside you distracting you. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. If you're working, if you like people distracting you, then that's fine. But while you're working, you need to maintain focus. You need to be alone while you're working. Because I somewhat do that most of the time. While I'm working, I'm always alone because I need silence and I need to be focused. You cut off all distractions, man. They're one of the reasons why, I wouldn't say one of the reasons, they're the main reason why you are absolutely getting nowhere. Because you're there, sit down, trying to do something, and then you got somebody saying something or somebody laughing in your background while you're trying to work. And your environment have a lot to do with it, because if you live in a family house, it's going to be hard. If you live with a roommate, it's going to be hard. So your environment have a lot to do with the moves you're making. But I'm not focusing on that. I already did a video concluding all of that, but I'm not focusing on that. I'm just using that as an example. You don't have time you don't have time for nobody to be in your ear saying something when it's work time. Because work time is different from fun time. You need to be working before you have fun. You don't have time to be sitting down trying to work and then somebody is saying something or someone's trying to do something with you. No. Whatever distracting you need to cut it off. And the other thing is your phone. If you're on your phone consistently and you're not using your phone to grow on social media or to start a business or if you're not using your phone to do something and you're on your phone all the time, that's also a distraction. Because you can be on your phone and I could be on my phone. We're both on our phones. But I'm using my phone to grow my social media. I'm using my phone to make videos. I'm using my phone to edit videos. I'm using my phone to post videos. But what you're using your phone doing? Scrolling through social media. That's a distraction. You need to stop doing that. Whatever is distracting you, you need to cut it off or stop doing it. Now you're consuming way too much time browsing on social media. That's affecting where you're trying to go. How about before you use your phone to do a bunch of nonsense, how about you get stuff done throughout the day? Then when you can say, okay, I got something done, now it's time to like goof around. Like, it's okay to have fun, but you have to work first before you have fun. Because if you have fun first, you're going to be working harder as time go by. But you need to be working now, because when you work now, you can have fun for the rest of your life because you're successful. You don't have to work as hard when you're successful. You still have to work, but you won't have to push hard as when you were starting out. And let me say it again. If you have fun before you start working, it'll be harder. Now is the time that you need to maintain focus. Put yourself in the state of mind where you're saying, oh, every day throughout the day, I want to get this done. At least one thing. If you're a content creator, every day, at least one video. If you're if you post on TikTok, at least post on TikTok one day or 2 days. Whatever it is, you need to get at least one stuff done throughout the day. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to goof around. But work is important. While you're busy working at doing something, you don't have time for distractions. You don't have the time, especially talking on the phone. If you're doing something or you're working, you don't have time for people to be calling you, asking you, oh, let's go to a bar, or let's go see this, let's go. No, you don't have time for that. Now is the time that you need to be working. And you have to be focused while you're working. Because if you're doing something, you're extremely focused. And then all of a sudden somebody comes, you're going to fall right off. And then you're going to be like, oh, I'll do that later. But later will never come. How much times have you said, oh, I'll do that later? It will never come because you won't do it. You need to do it now. Get it done now. Cut off all distractions. Get your work done now, because what you do now is only going to be beneficial and it's only going to affect you. So if you stop what you're doing just to go goof around with somebody else, the only person that's getting nowhere is absolutely you. You're the one that's getting nowhere because you stop what you're doing to go goof around. How about you finish what you're doing and then goof around? So at the end of the day, you can say, oh, I work first, then I go have fun. Because we all need a balance in our life. Don't think I'm like work ethic or whatever you guys want to call it. No. I have fun in my life. But you need to have a balance in your life. There's time for fun. There's time for work. Because work, that's where all the money is coming from. If you ain't getting no money, you can't have fun, or you want to have fun, because my definition of fun and your definition of fun is probably different. You can probably be broke and you still have a lot of fun. But to have real fun, that costs some money. Because it's stuff that I want to do that I think it's fun, that's going to cost me some money. If you understand what I'm saying. Now is the time you need to be working. Cut off all distractions. What distraction you can cut off, then you need to stop doing it. Whatever it is, maintain focus. You need to be working. You need to be pushing forward. How you expect to push forward if all you're doing is having a bunch of things around you distracting you? How you expect to get some work done on your laptop if your social media, if people keep on blowing it up or someone keep on calling you or annoying you? Like, it's okay if you're working and you got like a call for business or a family member, like that's okay. But the unnecessary nonsense, you don't need it. That's a distraction. That's the definition of a distraction. Something to keep you occupied while something else is going on. That's the definition of distraction. Because if you're there working and I come to like talk to you, if I'm distracting you, wait, if my intention is to stop you from what you're doing, that's called a distraction. Because if you're doing something and I come to you and be like, oh, what's up? And then all of a sudden I have all these random stuff to say to you and stop you from doing what you're doing, that's me distracting you. You don't have time for distractions. And prime example of distraction in this generation is people, because people have a lot of time on their hands. And my grandma used to say, devil find work for idlers. So the more time somebody have on their hands, the more time they have to do nonsense. And nonsense lead to nowhere. Some people even turn their life sideways just because they got too much time on their hands. People put themselves in a lot of like weird and disturbing situations that it literally affect their life because they got too much time on their hand. If you really think about it, if you got a job right? And you got friends and they don't got a job. You ever notice that you're the one that's isolated because you're the one that working? And especially if they don't got a job, you won't be able to hang out with them as often as you used to. And if you're focusing on something, whether you got a job or you're starting a career or you want to start your own business or you want to do something with your life, at that point you're investing all your time and energy and effort in yourself. So when your friends come around you and try to do something with you, they are now a distraction because they're not supporting you. They don't want the same thing as you. They don't want to be a part of what you're doing. They're now a distraction. I know for a fact most of you guys that are watching me that you got a first job or you started to figure your life out. You can't hang out with those friends anymore. And you know exactly what I'm saying and you understand it completely. How much time have you argued with those friends to get a job? Because let me tell you something. You know why you're arguing with them? When someone is growing, it's like human nature. If you have like a bunch of friends around you and you're growing, moving forward, we always tend to not want to leave them behind. So we argue with them just so they can be on the same level as us. How much time have you argued with your friend that don't want to get a job to go get a job? Deep down, you don't know why, because to you, you're looking at they're wasting their time doing that when they can go get some money. But deep down, that's human nature. You want them on the same level as you. That's why you're arguing with them to go get a job. So if you got a job and you're moving forward with your life and you're now growing, they are now a distraction. Because they're coming to distract you and stop you from doing what you're doing. Cut off all distractions. If you want to go, if you like those type of friends that, oh, we grew up together and I don't want to let them go and I don't want to do that, that's fine. That's fine. What I'm saying is get your stuff done first. Then you can go let them distract you. And then if you got stuff to do the next day, they're going to say, oh, you don't have to do that. Let me tell you something. People with nothing to do, they are the reasons why this world is like that. If a person got too much time on their hands, they will use all that time that they have to cause problem. Look at everything that's going on. Look at everyone that's causing a problem. The one that have time on their hand. If you're the type of person that you're always focusing on your next move, where you don't have no time for nonsense, will you go anywhere and go argue with somebody or go fight with somebody or go cause problem? No. But you are the one that's there minding your own business and somebody else that have time on their hands trying to cause problem with you. Tell me I'm wrong. I want you guys to comment right there on that quote that I just said and tell me that I'm wrong. Because people that are like growing and moving forward, they never go anywhere and cause problem. It's always the one that have too much time on their hands. All those people are distractions. Every last one of them. Everyone. You may sit down and say, oh, but that person that you're talking about, that's my family member. It's a distraction. If you want to turn your life sideways to go be broke with them, then that's your problem. That's you guys' problem. That's not my problem. Because like I said, at the end of the day, if you achieve your goal or not, it's fully in your hands and it's dependent on you, and it will only affect you. So if you stop your life to go see what everybody else is doing, at the end of the day, it's only going to affect you. If you're an entrepreneur that you buy stuff and you sell stuff, and then you're like, oh, I won't buy nor sell nothing today for one whole day because I'm going to go hang out with them and do a bunch of nonsense. Who you think is going to short a bunch of money for the day? You. If you got a store and you decide to shut your store just so you can go have fun or do garbage with different people, who you think is going to lose that money for the day? For sure not them. For sure won't be them. It's going to be you. Cut off all distraction. There's a lot of stuff going on that you don't need. You need to look deep within yourself and decide what's relevant and what's not relevant. If you got friends or people around you that are not doing nothing with themselves and you like their company, that's fine. What I'm saying is, you get your work done first, then you have fun. Because you need balance in your life. You can't be working. Me, honestly, I don't think nobody should be working working their whole lives and then you can't enjoy your money. Makes no sense. Why are you working extremely hard to not enjoy yourself? But you need to be working now so later on you can enjoy your life. And let me say it one more time. I've said this in a couple of my videos before, and I'm on the same topic, so now it makes sense. If you work now and you become successful now, you can have your own house, your own car, you can live a comfortable life, still getting money. Then you can have fun because you have a lot of people working for you. But if you do the opposite, which is you enjoy all your life first, then you decide to work, it's going to be harder when you have fun first, because when you start working, you're older. You don't have a house, you don't have a car, you don't have a bedroom set, you don't have nothing, and you're 30, 35, almost 40. You party your whole teenage life, your whole 20s. And then when you got to 30, you're like, okay, now I'm getting serious. Now it's time for me to get some work. It's going to be harder. How about you use your 20s to figure out what you're doing, so by the time you're 30, you can enjoy your life until you're on your deathbed. Instead of enjoying your life first, and then when you're 30, you're fighting to survive in your 30s and 40s. Nobody should be 40 or 50. I think nobody should be 50 and working for somebody. Because if you're 40, 50, and working for somebody, there's a problem. What were you doing with your whole life that you're 50 and working for someone? Or you're 35, 40 and you don't got your own business, you don't got nobody working for. I don't think nobody should be 30 and have no idea of what they're doing. I refuse to believe that. I don't want nobody to, a matter of fact, 25. Because by the time you're 19, 18, 19, you're classified as an adult where you can think for yourself. By the time you're 20 to 25, that's 5 years. You got all that time to figure stuff out. So by the time you're 25 to 35, that's 10 years being in your 20s, from 20 to 30. And you still don't know what's going on, that you're 35 and you still have no idea what's going on, that 40 catches you and you still have nothing, and you're 50 and you're working at minimum wage job. And you have the audacity to say, I got a job. No. You should have got your own business. At 50, you should be on a yacht, sipping $2,000 champagne and arguing with your kids because you're having fun and they want you to watch the grandkids, and you're like, I'm not watching no grandkids. I'm on the yacht right now. That's the life you should be living, not being 50 and your kids dropping all their kids off on you and you're irritated because you just came from work and they got no. You should be on the yacht, sipping some champagne, maybe gambling or talking to successful people. Your kids calling you, you're arguing with them because they want you to watch your kid and you're in another country. And you're like, oh, sorry, I can't watch them today because I'm out of the country. That's what you should be saying. Not, oh, okay, drop them off. No, I refuse to believe that. Nobody should be 50 and you can't enjoy your life. You have all that time from before. And you know why they got nothing? Distraction. You know why people reach 30, 25, 30 and still don't know what's going on in their life? Distraction. Because people that have nothing to do, they will literally come around you and sort of drain your energy and stop you from doing what you desire. Do not let nobody come around you. If somebody come around you and you feel like they're draining your energy, that every time they come around, you have to do extra, cut them off. You don't need them. You don't need them. Those people are a distraction. That's why everything seems harder than what it should be. I refuse to believe that somebody should be 30 and have no idea of what's going on. All those people that hit that 30 mark and still have no idea of what's going on, that's because they were distracted their whole lives. I'm talking to you. Cut off all distractions. You don't need it in your life. You need to maintain focus. Put yourself in the state of mind where you block out distractions. People what people receive is what they tolerate. If you receive garbage, that's because you tolerate garbage. If you receive disrespect, that's because you tolerate disrespect. If somebody talked to you a certain way, that's because you tolerated it. If you're somewhere, or you're at a job, or your friend or somebody talked to you a certain way, they will never do it again. So you receive what you tolerate. If you don't tolerate nonsense or distractions, it won't find its way to you. If you don't tolerate people coming around you when you're trying to work, they won't come around you. Because they're gonna say, "Oh, he's working. Ah, yeah, leave him alone. Wait till he's done. Wait till he's done." Because people know, they know. You may sit down and think, "Oh, they don't know. Oh, I wish they'd." Everybody know what they're doing. Do not let nobody distract you. And let me say it one more time: where you end up is in your control, and it will only affect you. And remember, the more time a person have on their hands is the more time they have for nonsense and garbage and distraction. Listen it again. You don't have time for that. You need to be in the state of mind where you're fully focused on doing something. You have fun later. You get your work done now. You work on your career now. Especially even if you got a job. If you got a job and that's not your passion and you want to do something, you get home from your job and you focus on that. And that's more harder because you're going to be more isolated. You know why? Because you have a job, which is fine. Now you're focusing on yourself. So in reality, you don't really have a lot of time to be in nonsense or garbage and distraction. Because you go to work, you go work an 8-hour shift, you come back home. Then if you're not tired, you get some stuff done. It's okay to go to work and come home and work on yourself. That's okay. That's not what I'm saying. But you don't have time for distractions. And let me say this again. Distraction could be anything. But prime example is people. And the second one would be your phone if you're not making no money off your phone or you're not using your phone to do stuff. Stop wasting your time hanging around with a bunch of people that's actually doing nothing for you. Especially if you're the type of person that you have the ideas, you have the knowledge to do it, but just because of other people distracting you and saying stuff, you don't make the step forward. Cut them off, remove them. If you have to isolate yourself to figure out what it is that you need to do to get it done, then do it. Stop breaking your back for people that's doing absolutely nothing to support you or even moving as a team. Makes no sense. Isolate yourself. Fix yourself and sit down and look deep within yourself to see what it is that you need to get done. And then you find every way possible of how to get it done. Cut off distractions. All those people coming around you making noise. Oh, let's go do this. No. You don't got no time for that. It's time to be working, because when you reach your 30s and they're also 30 with you, you're the one that's going to be enjoying your life, and they're the one that's going to be working and telling you the same thing. So while you're working now and they're partying, the older you get, it's going to be the opposite. Because you're going to hit your 30 and you're going to be like, damn, I got my own house, I got my own car, I'm successful now, I want to go do something. Or I want to go to drinks, I want to go travel, I want to go do this, I want to go do that. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that you want to do. But those same friends, you can't call them. Because when you call them, they're going to tell you the same thing. Because to them, you're now the distraction. Because they have wasted their life doing a bunch of nonsense. And then when they're working and you already got whatever you're aiming for, that you're wealthy, that money keep coming in where you can literally put your foot up for once, and then, oh, I want to go travel. Then you're like, oh, let's go do this. Oh, they're going to tell you, oh, I can't do this. I got bills to pay. I got this. They're going to tell you the same thing that you told them when you were working on yourself. And let me say it again. When they start working and now you have time, you are now the distraction. And they're going to cut you off because they're working harder now because they're older and they need more. But you won't be working as hard as they are because you already arrived, because you did that 5 years ago or 10 years ago, if not 15 years ago. And you see how life works? We all can be the distraction. Distraction means you're distracting somebody from doing what they're aiming after. That's the definition. Or you are wanting to do something and I'm there to stop you. I'm your distraction. That's just how this world works. So I hope this video was useful. You need to look deep within yourself. Figure out what your distraction is, what's stopping you, and you need to cut it off. If you can't cut it off, then you find some way to push forward and avoid the distraction. Because the distraction can be anything. That's why I say cut off all distraction. Because you can't be focused if someone or something is doing something or saying something. And it's harder to be focused than it is to be distracted. It is so easy to be distracted. And I know, oh, it's so hard to stay focused. I know. That's why you need to isolate yourself. If you're the type of person that's easily distracted, then when you're working, you need to make sure you're alone. So there's nothing there to distract you. Because people can work around others and maintain focus. Not everybody could do that. If you're the type of person that struggles to stay focused, that, oh, it's so hard to cut off this, it's so hard to cut off that, you need to put yourself somewhere else where there's no distraction. So I hope this message was useful to you guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. And remember, cut off all distraction. What's not doing anything for you, you don't need it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.